try and work out in this boss fight now coming up what exactly is going on. Look at my HP and see how much damage I take, and look how much damage you do. Try and work out exactly why my build is so strong. And after this boss fight, I'm going to get into all the details on how this build works. And basically you can do this with not just bosses, but pretty much every single mob in the game. And you basically become the ultimate tank. No defense, full just attack, 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 attack. Your attack is the best defense. You are basically a berserker class at this point. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video, and after the fight, like I said, there will be the rundown on how this build works. Enjoy. Record. Okay, so the boss you just basically witnessed me absolutely done, like, annihilating. This is just going to cover the build of it, right? So we go into this main skill tree here. We're going to zoom out. So this is our skill base. We're going to go over Shimmer. Skyborn Might is going to be your main stat builder, basically. So invade the opportune time to avoid enemy attacks. You get 1 stack of Skyborn Might, and then we're going to go over here. When you increases your maximum stacks of Skyborn Might to 2. You know, make sure you have your HP pots maxed out as much as you can, so that increases your charge and then increases how much health you recover per pot. Then we're going to go over to here. This is just when you switch weapons, you take reduced damage based on the you use a stack of Skyborn Might. Basically, you take reduced damage when you switch weapons. If you use the same weapons, it makes no difference. You can just use them as you go. But basically what we want to do is we want to go up to here. This is basically going to be our deflecting. You can deflect enemy weapons and get a stack of Skyborn Might when you deflect above 50% madness. So we're stacking Skyborn Might, and Reflection actually staggers them as well, which is really, really good. We'll go over here. You recover stamina upon gaining Skyborn Might, so every time you stack a Skyborn Might, you get a small bit of stamina back. Stamina is going to be your main stat, and you need that before anything else. Stamina is going to keep you alive. Stamina is going to make you basically invincible in this game, as long as you have enough stamina and stamina recovery. Okay, we're going to go across here. We're going to get another stack of Skyborn Might, of total stack up to 4. And we're going to go across here to get another stack of Skyborn Might, a total up to 5. This is really important. The higher stacks of Skyborn Might you have, the easier survivability is going to be. If you do not have Skyborn Might stacks, you are going to die real quick. Okay, so make sure you stack the maximum of 5 stacks as soon as you can, right? In terms of the damage you saw me kill that boss with just a minute ago on this video, basically that is going to be on this build here. So you just have to put a point into this. You can't really get away from it. Basically use Skyborn Might on your advanced heavy attack to do greater damage, but that's useless. Okay, we're going to go dual blades. Clash is the main survivability of your build. Basically when you clash, you gain 1 stack of Skyborn Might. Clash weapons of your enemy deflects most of the incoming damage by about 80%, and basically makes you into a tank god, and you can basically just go toe to toe with anyone you like. Okay, so we'll go across here. Get your agility. Agility increases your damage with your dual blades and your longsword. These are the 2 main weapons that have deflect, and the only weapons that have deflect. Deflect is really, really good against just general mobs. You can deflect and stagger them at the same time, knocking them back, giving you enough time to either heal, get away from the opponent, or kill them. Right? Okay, so we're going to consume 1 Skyborn Might to stack to get a quick charge on the heavy blade, so you don't have to charge it, it instantly casts. Okay, this is going to be your main damage dealer. This is going to be where your damage comes from, and it's going to be basically how you stagger your boss opponents and do as much damage as humanly possible as well. Okay, then we're going to go over to this one here. Every fourth attack of your light attack grants you 1 stack of Skyborn Might in each combo. You can do up to a 6-hit combo in the dual blade. And then we'll go across here. What we're going to do here, this is give you dual mastery, increase your damage and stuff like that. I've got a +5 in dual mastery, but you can do +3 on each one. And then once you do that, it increases your damage. You go up to here, keep getting HP and agility as you go. And 4th, 5th, and 6th of dual blades light attack combos give you clash. So your 4th, 5th, and 6th combo on your light blades give you clash that deflects the enemy's damage as well, making you be able to go toe to toe with enemies doing light attacks as well. Don't matter if they're heavy, don't matter if they have heavy weapons, you just literally stand there like a tank and destroy them, right? And then we're going to go into this middle section here, and we're going to upgrade our dual blades as well as much as we humanly possibly can. We'll go to here. The 6th combo of your light attack gives you Skyborn Might. So you now 4th, 5th, and 6th gives you Clash, which is 80% reduction in damage, and also you can just go through them without getting staggered. And also the 6th combo, which is the maximum combo of your light blades, gives you 1 stack of Skyborn Might, which is actually really important. Okay, so we're going to go over here. Heavy blade attacks and charge attacks gain clash. So now your heavy attacks can also gain clash, which reduces your damage. This is how I beat the boss. Basically, what we do is we just do heavy attack, heavy attack, heavy attack. And what happens is we get clash, we get 80% damage reduction, and we also stagger them with our heavy attack while doing massive amounts of damage, right? Right, so when we do that, we also go down to here. This one is really important. Dashing gives you clash as well. So every time you dash, so running and attacking, or dodging and then attacking, that is classed as a dash. Successful clashes are gain 1 Skyborn Might. So every time you dash, every time you dodge, you get a Skyborn Might, which is your main resource that you're going to use. Okay, so we're going to stack our resources. We're going to use that resource to then use on our quick heavy attack with instant cast heavy attack, which gives us clash as well. And yeah, once we consume that, we do tons of damage, and we have clash that reduces our damage we take by 80% as well. Also, we go over to this section over here, and what we have is deflecting. So if you don't have no Skyborn Might for some reason, you can actually deflect the enemy's attack with this set of blades, which I will show you. But there's only 2 different types of weapons in this game that have that. One is deflecting with the dual blades, which is only 1 type of dual blade you can use to deflect. And also with the 2-handed longsword, you can deflect with every single longsword there is, but you do require to get the skill as well. Right, so deflecting blocks the enemy's attack and exposes them to a stagger meter gauge increase, basically. And then we're going to go over here and increase our vitality and our endurance. Endurance is obviously your main stat, because that increases your stamina. If you increase your stamina, that is going to increase your attacking and dodging ability, which then increases your stacks of Skyborn Might, which then increases your ability to use Clash. That also includes your ability to stagger the enemy with heavy attacks by using that Clash on top of the instant heavy attack. That's basically, it's all a big stacking system. And once you do that, you are basically god tier, right? This isn't a full build. I haven't got maximum points, but at the minute I'm using this build, and it's just, it beats every single other weapon down, hands down, without even an issue. That is how basically I destroyed the bosses in this game so far. With a longsword, you can go down to this skill tree down here if you want. If you don't want to use dual blades, I would recommend you use dual blades, but if you don't, you can go down to this section here, and then you get deflect with the 2-handed swords. Sorry, the long sword and the 2-handed blades. These are the only, like I said, these are the only 2 that have the ability to actually deflect. The rest do not. Even though I really wanted to main spear, that is actually my favourite weapon in the game. It just simply does not have any type of deflection mechanic. It is a dodge mechanic, but you have to charge it up unless you get Skyborn Might. But to get Skyborn Might, it's hard to stack while using the ability to dodge opponents. And in boss fights, I've dodged the opponents with the spear, and they just come back around because there's no deflect, there's no stagger meter on the opponent. He simply just dodged the attack, and they just turn around and slap me anyway. So I feel like the even though the spear is one of my favourite weapons, Honestly, because it doesn't have the deflect and the stagger gauge ability like the dual blades or this longsword does, unfortunately it just doesn't hit home as well. Really wanted to use the two-handed axe, but it has block, but there's no stagger meter on the block. You are literally just being a brick sponge tank then at that point, and just bosses just literally just walk through you. You just don't have the same sort of berserker ability that you would have with dual blades, basically. Yeah, and that's just my overview of this build and how basically how potent these twin bandit blades are, and how potent these two types of weapons are, right? The longsword and the dual blades. If this video helped you out, hit that like and subscribe button, and thanks for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Peace.